Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to TSUKIHIME. It's time for a checkup with the doc. Again, this isn't the first time that we've had a checkup here. However, after our fun late night of, fighting demons and what have you, we definitely exerted a little bit of ourselves. Actually, screw this we stuff, Shiki definitely did it. It's all him, it's all his fault. Yeah, Shiki definitely overdid it a little bit. He is struggling to move. I think his anemia is probably kicking in. It hasn't seemed like he's been eating a whole lot recently, so I want to say that that's a part of it. But yes, let's jump into whatever this conversation is going to end up being.
お客さん、悪いところは見当たらないわよ。腕の一本、目玉の一つでもいっちゃってるかと期待して飛んできたのに、これじゃ私欲求不満よ。
Ah, man. We should have just gone to Kohaku. But I played it safe. Despite complaining the whole time, Professor Arak takes a thorough look over my body. She checks the sound of my pulse and measures my heart rate. I also have her examine my legs, which have weighed on my mind since my fight with Vlov. Ultimately, she finds nothing wrong. Everything comes back well within the norm. With an overly dramatic pout, Professor Arak appears disappointed that there wasn't something more.
ま、体温は少しだけ下がってるし。よし、つまんないから1本ぐらいお注射決めておきましょう。今回は試しにプラセンタ行ってみる？
Oh, as long as it doesn't kill us.
もともと女性向けの栄養剤だけど、おすすめよこれ。
Placenta? The stuff extracted from uterine tissue? I hear it's mostly used in cosmetics, but it can also act as a stimulant for recovery from fatigue. They say it even has anti-aging properties.
お願いします。以前お世話になっていた医院でもたまに打ってもらっていましたから。
あらあら、話が早くて助かるわ。さすが病弱少年、痛いのは慣れているのね。
She just gave us a straight up ara. I heard that.
慣れてませんよ。基本は内服薬でしたし。注射はたまにしかありませんでした。
ふむ。じゃあもう一度お手手を出して。ザッキューン。幹部ごと患者のハート1コロよ。
She just had that ready to go. I seriously disagree with her choice of onomatopoeia. With my shot done, the checkup is over. Except... Professor Arak makes no move to leave the room. Instead, she lingers behind, her eyes fixated on my body, excuse me.
博士、何かまだ他に要件？
Be careful asking that question around her.
そうなの。診察中にチラッと見えちゃったから気になって。しきちゃん、ガバッと洋服脱いでくれる？
I don't think you need them off.
はあ？脱ぐって裸ですか？
そう。真っ赤になる必要はないわよ。私もまだトーちゃんに殺されたくないし。見たいのはしきちゃんの上半身。そちら、胸にすっごい傷跡があるんじゃない？
Which we were bleeding from last night, if I recall.
そっちですか。まあ、いいですけど。
I'm not wild about the idea, but there's no reason for me to say no. She is a doctor after all. I take off my shirt and sit on the bed.
いいじゃない。メープルでジューシーな感じ。いい腕してるって思ったけど、こうして全体として見るとそそるわ。冬ごもって穴蔵ライフになっても、しきちゃん一人いれば食うに困らないわ、私。
Again, he is a student in high school. Let's remember this. She seems unable to contain her joy as she probes my shoulders, arms, and stomach. Touched like this, and given her bold choice of dress, I find myself getting a little worked up.
胸の傷跡を見るんじゃないんですか？
おっと、そうだった。失敗。なるほど。なんか使ったにせよ、完全に塞がってるわ。貧弱なのに代謝機能は人並みというか、生き残りやすいというか。すっご ごく残念。しきちゃん何も引くものがないんだもの。これじゃあ私も足しようがないって感じ？
After a couple minutes, Professor Rock moves away from the bed, seemingly satisfied.
でもすっごい傷よね。普通の人間どころか映画に出てくる吸血鬼だって死んでるわよ。それ
Yeah, totally.
事故に遭った時はどのくらい痛かったのかしら？私想像するだけでドキドキしちゃう。
Yeah, I'm not going to ask for clarification on that statement.
そうですか。何でもガラス片が降ってきて突き刺さったらしいです。
Flustered by her use of the word vampire, I explained something that doesn't need explaining.
あれ覚えてないの？覚えてないのね。ならそれはまた別の話としましょう。しきちゃんはここに帰ってきちゃったんだもの。どうあがいてももう逃げられっこないんだし。
Hold on. What did she just say?
あはーんってなんでもないなんにもない。それじゃあ私はこれにて退場。またいつかラブのタイミングがあった時に会えるといいわね。
Okay, if we're in a situation like this where, again, we have to choose whether to get help from Kohaku or her, I'm going with the former this time. Professor Arak leaves, her heels clicking against the floor. I mean, on the bright side, we are okay. Just not okay right now, but we will be okay. Something about the way that she walks reminds me of a spider skittering after its prey. Don't bring up spiders. I think we had enough fun with spiders. Well, no school today, so there's that. Just a day full of rest here. With nothing to do. Like literally nothing. No TV in the room either. It's afternoon now. After having a light lunch, I return to my room, so he is eating. Somewhat. Hisui urged me to get some rest today. Not that I have anything to do in the first place.
体の調子は戻ったんだし。ここは
Oh boy, we can take a walk around the first floor, or we could go and take a walk around the second floor. Honestly, let's go second floor. I think we need to take a look around up here. After mulling over what to do, I decided to take my first walk around the estate in 7 years. I'll start with the second floor. The Tohno mansion is split into the east wing and the west wing. The east wing contains Akiha's office, and even further in, her private quarters. It's practically her own little kingdom. I'm a little hesitant to intrude, so I'll stick to the west wing for today. Probably for the best. I make for the west hallway. The path to my right connects to the lobby. Continuing forward would take me into the heart of the west wing. And of course, my own room is directly behind me. Almost every room facing this hallway is empty, and they would have been used by extended family members when my father was alive.
この先の行き止まりが確か
Makihisa Tohno's study. Arcuid's words from last night linger in my mind. It's not just you that's special, it's your lineage. That's absurd. But then again, she's not the type to assert something without good reason. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen here?
Akiha は学校に行っている。琥珀さんは買い物で留守。翡翠は1階で清掃中か。
And it's not like anyone explicitly told us that we're not allowed to go in there, right? I'm completely alone. Some might consider it taboo to snoop around a dead man's room, but this is my house too. Don't I have a right to know what's in there? Besides, what's the harm in taking a quick peek inside my dad's room? I don't know. Well, fuck. The door at the end is locked. I take off my glasses and slice through the line, sitting on the lock. I guess we're using our abilities more and more each day. There's no going back now. After a quick check back down the hall once more to make sure nobody else is there, I venture in. I mean, yeah, just keep the door closed. Nobody will know we're in here.
なんだこの部屋。暗すぎないか。
Even with the curtains closed, it shouldn't be this dark. I grope around on the wall for a light switch before stopping myself. turning on the light would only broadcast the fact that somebody's in here. I'm probably just being paranoid, but I end up opting for my phone's flashlight instead. Oh, there's a lot of chains on that door there.
思ったより片付いているじゃないか。
The interior is similar to Akiha's office. I suppose it's only been a month since he died, so it's not too surprising it's still like this. Even his bookshelf is the same as it was before he died. Which begs the question, why is it so dark in here? I shine my phone towards the windows to see what's up with the curtains. Oh, wait. Is that not a door? But what is all this? Underneath the darkness, I find something you would never expect in an ordinary room. A seal of some kind.
鉄格子
Yeah, this is definitely more than just a door or a window or something. This is very strange, isn't it? None of this makes any sense. But it's hard to deny something when it's staring you in the face. In place of windows, I find a section of solid wall. It was this, not curtains, that was blocking out the light. A thick set of iron bars, has been mounted across the wall, as if to keep something out, or perhaps to keep something trapped within. That is so eerie. This looks really bad. I don't know what this darkness means, but I do know that I've stumbled upon something I never should have laid eyes on. A cage of madness, that's what this is. I have to get out of this room right away. The others can't know I was here. Not Akiha, not Kohaku, not anybody. If somebody found out, it'd probably damage our relationship beyond repair. Yeah, probably.
ここまで来て何ビビってるんだ俺は。
Yep, let's venture in. I continue searching the room, my phone lighting the way. The bookcase also catches my eye, but I don't have time to rummage through it. I'll search Makihisa's desk first. That old man always kept things just so. If there's anything to find, I'm sure that's where I should look. He might have documents on Akihime or the company hidden in one of his drawers. The first two drawers are unlocked, so I check them first. They're totally empty. The third drawer down, however, seems to require a key. I'm guessing this one hasn't been opened since my father died. Nope, there we go again. I take off my glasses once again and kill the lock.
本日記帳かこれ。
Inside the last drawer are a bundle of old papers and a thick book. The papers look to be a Tohno family tree.
なんだってこんなところに。けど随分と古い紙だな。
This must have been passed down from generation to generation. Bingo. Right below Makihisa Tohno, I find Shiki Tohno and Akiha Tohno. Wait a second.
なんだこれ。親父のやつ9年前に養子を取ってる。
9 years ago. I would have been 8. Yeah, huh. Seems kind of interesting, huh, with these very strange flashbacks that we get here and there in our dreams. I may have been young, but it's pretty weird that I don't have a single memory of them. Maybe it was the child of a mistress that was kept under wraps? But could the old man I know, always no nonsense and by the book, really do something like that?
そんなわけないか。けどうちの当主ってみんな短命なんだな。親父も50前に病死したわけだし、その前は30歳の時に事故死。
Sorry, I was getting a drink. Hang on a second. That is just too weird to be a coincidence. I pore over the family tree. I didn't read it wrong. Everyone in the Tohno family has died under mysterious circumstances. Suicides, accidents, murders, unexplained disappearances. Not a single person on here died peacefully at the end of a long life. I don't know how else to explain it other than that they were cursed. The thing that sticks out most is that the majority of them took their own lives, Many killed themselves on the eve of their adulthood or soon after. Light fades from my vision. There's a sensation of blood pooling in the back of my head. Numbness is spreading through my arms and legs, and my breathing grows shallower with every second. My gaze drifts back to the journal, focusing in on it to ward off the rising feeling of vertigo and dread. I flip the page. This one's dated 2004. That's the same year the child Makihisa adopted passed away in secret. My eyes dissect each word before moving on to the next. The writing is neat. It looks to be penned by my late father's meticulous hand. I feverishly read the page.
トーノの一族は呪われている。近代に移ってから生まれてくる子供にはのから
This entry is almost 10 years old. The ink has faded in places, making the words difficult to decipher.
もちろん私も私の子供たちも例外ではない。秋葉には特に強見られる。我が子の未来を思うと悲しい。紹介された医師の話によると、幼年期から厳しく教育すれば発言は。今夜の手術が必要だと。
What was that?
秋葉に教えることはできない。あの子は私を恨むだろう。理由なく厳しく。
Is he like really absorbed in this shit that he did not hear that sound?
だが私は安堵している。どれほど秋葉が後に近と言っても、あの兄に比べれば秋葉ははるかに人間的だ。
What is this? Oh, yeah, somebody's walking towards us. The Tohno family is cursed? Latent genes? Surgery for Akiha? And who is that last line about? Her brother, her brother, her brother. The answer is...
こんにちは、四季君。
Oh, hello. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. My stomach feels hot? The scar on my chest has gone numb plenty of times, but this is an entirely new experience. An excruciating pain erupts from within, like my organs are being branded with an iron rod. Sensation begins slipping away from my toes. I slump against the desk, attempting to brace myself with my hands, but unable to maintain my grip, I fall to the ground back first.
そ
Oh.
の日記はまずい。何しろ、まだ検閲が済んでいない。君に見られる予定もない。
Okay, well, this guy is bad news. Not sure what gave it away. My mind drifts away. The man's voice, it's...
君にはもう少し、あの未熟な当主殿をかき回して欲しかったのだがね。どうやってかは知らないが、鍵を手に入れたのが、君の不運ということだ。
By the time I notice, my breathing has long since ceased. The lines, once clear as day, are gone, as is my headache. Of course, only now does it dawn on me. Those insufferable headaches were also a kind of salvation. I mean, how am I supposed to wake up without them? Shiki Tohno, whose body had lost its function long ago, drifts off into an eternal sleep. Well, that sucks. I didn't think anything could go wrong there, but nope, it very much well did. I wasn't really expecting that. But also, it's kind of Shiki's fault for, like, you know, not paying attention. Oh, wow, this is number 8? Didn't we get, like, number 2 last time? It's been a while. But yes, let's go through this. Why not? I've been doing good, pretty much avoiding all of these. But curiosity did kill the cat.
なぜエビは跳ねるのか。なぜ主人公は鍵のかかった部屋に入るのか。人類史における数々のミステリーに真っ向から挑む知能番組、教えてシエル先生。 あっちまるよ。
Uh-huh.
こんにちは。デッドエンドのなかった6、8日間、十分にお休みできましたか？
I mean, I've been without a dead end for even longer than that.
物語はいよいよ佳境。ここからまた死亡ケースが多発しますので。
Wait, we are? The story's nearing a climax?
賢明な遠野くんにおかれましては、気を引き締めて選択肢を選んでいただければ。
Yeah, I wasn't really under the impression that, like, exploring our own house was going to lead to us dying, but I've, kind of forget that there are other people that are in and out of this building.
では、今回のデッドエンドですが、後ろからぐっさりですね。
メガネともあろう男が油断しすぎだよにゃ。それともあの包帯男見かけよりやるってこと？
あの部屋の異様さに飲まれていたのもありますが、遠野くんの不注意ですね。そもそもこの手の潜入捜査は2人1組が理想です。1人が扉のそばで誰か来ないかを見張り、もう1人が書類を吟味する。そういった頼れる誰かと縁ができるまで、この書斎の調査は控えた方がよろしいかと。
まさに SPY。 でもそんなスキル持った知り合いいる？シエルは武闘派だからそういうの向いてに良さそうだし。
単独であればできないことはありませんが、遠野くんのフォローをしながら潜入というのは確かに私向きではありませんね。いつかそういった見方ができればいいのですが。
露骨にフラグを立てやがって。誰かな？メイドかな？そっちかな？
I mean, I want to say that there's a whole lot more to our twin maids.
さあ、そこまでは何とも。少なくとも私たちの吸血鬼事件には関わりのない話でしょう。さて、今回の死因ははっきりしていますので、前の選択肢に戻るだけで OK です。君子危うきに近寄らず、当の牧久氏の書斎は避けて安全な場所を選びましょう。
Yeah, we won't go there this time. We'll go to the first floor. What the fuck?
屋敷の中もデストラップだらけだが、この屋敷どうなってんの？
I gotta appreciate these little scenes here because they're a lot less chaotic than what you get out of Fate Stay Night Remastered, from what I've noticed. All right, so we'll reload where we were, and I guess we'll just have to skip on to the. What's my button to skip? Found it. Yeah, we'll just have to skip forward to where we were to have a choice of whether we go to the first floor or the second floor. All right, here we go. Yeah, we'll go first floor this time. We'll really switch it up. After mulling over what to do, I decided to take my first walk around the estate in 7 years. I'll stick to the first floor for now and make my way over to the courtyard. Yeah, let's just avoid the second floor altogether right now. I find myself squinting from the sunlight peeking through the windows. The lobby never ceases to amaze me. When I was little, I used to get in trouble all the time for exploring the mansion. It seemed like a castle back then. I was so certain that if I looked hard enough, I would find some secret passageway into another world. That sense of adventure is gone now, though, along with my nagging father. They're all in the past.
懐かしいな。昔は屋敷の廊下を歩くだけでドキドキしたっけ。
7-year-old memories of sneaking through the lobby begin to resurface. Spurred by those echoes of the past, I begin my stroll around the mansion. I used to really, not see my house that I grew up in as like a mansion necessarily, but it was a big home. And honestly, it was really cool, especially when I was a lot smaller. That house seemed a whole lot larger. I don't know. It's weird whenever you look back on memories like those. The world in general is just a whole lot larger. I head outside to the terrace. Strange as it is, I have a better recollection of the grounds than the mansion itself. It's hard to fathom just how enormous the estate is. If the mansion itself is 10 times bigger than most houses, then the land beneath it must rival the size of an amusement park. To a 10-year-old like me, it must have seemed like a dreamland, a fantasy world that I could call my own. I would spend the day roaming around, carving my name into the trees and the dirt. Akiha and I had a game where we would see who could claim the most territory. We decided at one point that we controlled any area we carved our name on. From there, we set out to tag pretty much everything we could find. Honestly, sounds like fun. Most of the time we spent together was actually out here in the garden. Though unlike me, she listened to Makihisa, so she could only play for 30 minutes a day. Even so, all she ever did was follow closely behind us, listening carefully to what we said. But once she got going, she would run around, turning everything into a competition.
なんだあいつ昔から今の性格の下地はあったんじゃないか
Could it have been a facade, an act that she was putting on in front of the old man? Still, even if that were true, she's changed too much. Or maybe I just didn't understand how long 7 years can be. Time passes and children grow up. Neither of us is who we were back then. Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth? Didn't we do a stroll like this, like, days ago? There's a gazebo in the courtyard. At the base of one of the pillars, hidden from the sun's gaze, I find a name etched into the stone. I circle around the building, counting the names as I go. Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Shiki, Shiki. It looks like this place was fought over 5 times, and most places are the same, with my name appearing a lot more than hers. Akiha was still a little girl. She probably just couldn't keep up with my boundless energy.
まったく手加減ぐらいしてやればよかったのに
Although it's not like I can go back and change what happened just because I feel bad about it now. Akiha has always hated losing. From the looks of this, I bet I made her shed quite a few tears.
そうか案外この恨みを今になって晴らしてるのかもなはい
Akiha is the last person I would expect to do that, but there is something incredibly adorable about the thought of it.
ああなんか俺もとことんバカ兄貴だ
I chuckle wryly to myself before lifting my head. I've had some fun walking down memory lane. Maybe it's time I head back in. But before I turn to leave, something catches my eye. I spy another marking scratched into the underside of the gazebo ceiling.
あんなところに
How did that get carved there? I doubt an adult could even reach that high, let alone a child.
なんだろう俺の名前だけど
That's weird. From within the gazebo, I put my feet up on the handrail to get a better look. It's well hidden. Adults wouldn't be able to see it unless they crouched at the correct angle. There, lurking in a hidden corner of the ceiling. Beware your brother? I don't understand. Beware your brother? This isn't Akiha's handwriting, which would mean I wrote this. A sudden sound draws my attention. Oh, Hisui. Through the trees, I glimpse the brown and white of a maid's uniform.
あれ翡翠
She hasn't noticed me. For whatever reason, she continues further into the forest.
なんで森に
All that's out there is more trees. So what could she possibly be doing? Let's follow her. Curious, I decide to follow her for a bit. Like I said, these maids, there's something to them. There has to be. There's a path through the forest, though it hasn't been paved. They say these woods were once the main part of the Tohno family estate. Originally, the land where the mansion and the garden stand was just the entranceway to the forest. But after the war, the head of the family decided to change things to how they are now. I proceed through the woods. The trees aren't too dense, but they seem to stretch on into infinity. Eventually, I spot a strange building.
あんな建物あったっけ
I half expect Hisui to go inside, but instead she walks in the opposite direction. Maybe it's some kind of temple or gathering hall. What's with all the secrets here, man? I continue treading along. After about 10 minutes of walking, the labyrinth of trees comes to an abrupt end.
広場だ。
In the middle of the forest is an unnaturally open field. Honestly, this seems kind of familiar for some reason. What could this place be? At the very least, I have no memory of it. If I hadn't tailed Hisui, I would have never known about this tiny patch of land buried deep into the forest.
こんなところあったかな。
Honestly, this would have been a cool, like, plot to find as a kid, because you could run around, like your own little, like, open area.
あったなら格好の遊び場だけど。
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no recollection of playing in this clearing with Akiha. At least, I don't think I do. I contemplate for a second before stepping into the clearing. There's not much out here. Hisui, who had been ahead of me this whole time, is nowhere to be seen.
なんだ。ただの空き地じゃないか。
The sun beats down harder in the center of the clearing. Even looking down, its glaring white rays overtake my vision. We good? Or are we just really absorbing that sun? I wonder if it's because I've been in the shade for so long. It feels like the middle of summer. Glancing upward, I find huge fluffy clouds high in the sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. And sometimes the higurashi. And sometimes those goddamn seagulls. My consciousness sizzles. My knees buckle, thudding onto scalding sand and soil. I know this place. I may have forgotten, but I know it. The summer sun batters my forehead. The screams of cicadas echo in my ears. The smell of something assaults my nostrils. At my feet lies a crumpled mass, dark and red, that was alive just moments ago. The wound on my chest flares like a knife. Splitting skin and flesh, this pain punctures through my chest. Are we good here? Or are we thinking back? The cicadas screech, screech, screech. They wail for it to stop, stop. They cry for the dead, dead, dead. I hear more screeching of cicadas, even though it's already autumn. Looking up, I feel the summer sun pierce my eyes. The tepid air makes me feel sick. I'm besieged by the sights and sounds of empty shells. The husk of a cicada lies at my feet, a husk that was once a human. The wound splits open. A deluge of red spills out of the chest, coating my hands in a glistening crimson. Yep, here we go. I glimpse the silhouette of a figure slumped over, followed by the sound of a young girl's footsteps rushing towards it. Towering clouds sail high above in the distance. Beneath a blue sky, creatures have cast off the shell of this mortal coil, And by the time I realize what's happening, I see Akiha bloodied and crying. Screech, screech, screech. A lot more screeches. I'm in hell. The shrill of the cicadas threatens to pierce my eardrums like a needle. What is this? My chest stings. I think I'm going to be sick. My wound should have closed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so bad now? It feels busted. Unimpeded, a red fluid begins to flow. What's happening? My wound hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse of death. My consciousness plummets. Pus blooms where my wound tears open. My mind regresses, smothered by illusions of summer. It feels like my soul is escaping. I hear the soft thud of my body hitting the grass. Yeah, we kind of got lost in our head there. It wasn't as hot as we thought it was. There's no body at our feet. We just kind of got thrown into a weird loop of the past. I can hear people talking. Oh, we're back in our room.
明葉様、お医者様をお呼びしないのですか？
バカなことは言わないで翡翠。呼べるわけがないでしょ。兄さんの傷は普通の傷じゃないんだから。
Akiha and Hisui are speaking. This is Shiki's room. I'm sleeping on the bed. Why are we kind of talking in the third person there? My senses are finally back. I try to push myself up and break the tension with a greeting, but my body won't listen to my brain's commands. I don't know why my Switch does that sometimes. Though the pain in my chest is gone, my entire body feels like lead. Looks like my mouth and eyes are the only things I've got control over.
一体どういうつもりなの翡翠。兄さんはあの場所に近づけてはいけないって。あなたも知っているでしょうに。
申し訳ありません。
謝って済む問題じゃないわ。あなたを兄さん付きの使用人にしたのはこういう事態を避けるためでしょ。それを忘れてあなたは何をやっていたっていうのよ。
Akiha is seething mad. This might be the most emotion I've ever seen from her. Hisui had bowed, simply receives her scolding. I don't know what led to all this. All I can tell is that Hisui is getting yelled at because of me.
ほら、口にしてもらえないかしら翡翠。あなたは今日一日どこで何をしていたのかを。この人が朝に倒れたことも報告せず、天津さえあの森に行かせてしまった。これは明確な意図があってのことよね。答えなさい翡翠。あなたも私に逆らうつもりなの？
Hisui maintains her silence. The air in the room grows heavier with every breath. Akiha bites her lip and takes a step forward. It's obvious to me that she's going to strike her. Hisui continues to look down at the floor, ready to accept her punishment.
ちょっと待て、アキハ。
兄さん、気がついたんですか？
ああ、アキハがあんまりにうるさいんで、今。
Well, she does care. That's nice to see this side of her. Akiha looks away, visibly uncomfortable. Hisui, meanwhile, has her eyes on the floor and won't even look in my direction.
あのさ、あんまり翡翠に当たるなよ。事情は知らないけど、俺が倒れたことで揉めてるんだろ。なら、翡翠に責任はない。こんなの、俺が勝手に倒れただけなんだから。
Urging strength into my arms, I lift myself up into a sitting position. That simple motion takes all the energy I have. At this point, I don't think I could lift a finger. But for Hisui's sake, I need to pretend like I'm okay.
まったく、お前も俺のことなんかで喧嘩するな。大人びたように見えて、まだ子供なんだな。
でも、兄さんはあれからずっと気を失っていたんですよ。10時間以上も昏睡しているなんて今までなかったはずです。
バカ、縁起でもないこと言わないでくれ。こんなのはただの貧血って。なんだ、もう10時を回ってるのか？
はい。ですから兄さんはお昼から今までずっと気を失っていたんです。
Akiha's tone is reserved. But it's not my health that I'm worried about, it's my promise to Arcuid. 10 o'clock, and don't you dare be late. She looked like she really meant that last part. I can only imagine what she'll put me through if I'm late again.
やばい、行かなくっちゃ。アキハ、ごめん、俺は出かけるから、後のことはよろしく頼む。あんまり翡翠をいじめるなよ。
Do we even have the strength to actually go?
そちらこそバカなことは言わないでください。私、兄さんが舞をどこに行くかなんて
もう聞きません。聞きませんから。
Akiha.
This really is a side of her that we've never seen. She's genuinely pleading with me. Seeing her this worried, I can feel my determination start to waver.
でもこんなのはしょっちゅうなんだぞ。中学の頃なんて日に2回は倒れてたんだしさ。
だから余計に心配なんです。兄さん、お願いだから、今日ぐらいは私の言うことを聞いてください。
Akiha peers into me, anxiously awaiting my response. Ah, shit. Fuck. Fuck this shit, man. I'm leaving this for future me. This is some bullshit. I can't make a choice like this right now. God damn it. Alright, well, this is a fun one. Yeah, we've already experienced the death in the, in this chapter name here. So, some things on my mind. First off, that guy that's completely bandaged and freaky looking. I mean, I could have predicted this from the very beginning. He's not somebody we want to be around. That is for certain. And, yeah, that adopted child. That's definitely the kid that's dead in the flashbacks that we've been getting here and there, especially in this episode. But, like, I fear that something happened. They call it a curse. I think there's definitely abilities passed down in the family, as Arcuit had mentioned. I think she's right on the money there. But something happened with this child that was adopted, brought into the family or whatever. Maybe Akiha had involvement in this something. I don't know. Something happened, and it led to that kid dying. And either this was the situation that injured Shiki to this degree, or it led to an incident happening very shortly after. But I want to say it's the former. The wound that he has on his chest, we're told that it was a piece of glass that impaled him. We're told that he was in a building that, you know, crumbled or whatever. And then wasn't there like another story that he was in a car incident or whatever? I feel like we have so many conflicts and shit that's actually happened in the past that I think this is like a core incident that really changed how things were going to progress, with how the Tohnos were going to live their lives and how Shiki was going to continue onward. He was made to forget, and I think that's what Makihisa had stated in one of our flashbacks. Not entirely sure, but that's my guess. Thank you all for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.